And here we go to the next step. In the previous one, we've prepared the cardboard pattern for all of the details. We are going to start with those details that are to be made of the dark brown letter. Usually, when one works with the vegetable tan letter of this thickness and this quality, it might not be a big difference in how you place your pattern. The only things that you need to keep in mind is if there are any imperfections that you want to avoid, differences in thickness, or visible structure of the surface. But in our case, the detail of the back side is rather big, and we need to make sure that the density of the letter would not prevent the closure folds naturally, so I need to check in what direction letter bends easier. One more important moment here that you always have to keep in mind is to use the material in a smart way. Try to plan the cutting process so that you get as little leftovers as possible, so you can save more leather for the future project and treat leather as material respectfully. About cutting itself, there are different ways you can do that. The first one is when you have to put the pattern on the leather and cut around it using a knife or a scalpel. Whatever you use, it's better to be sharp, so you get the fine and solid edge. Here you can see how I do that with the help of the ruler, so I get the cut more straight. The pattern also helps me to refer the size and cut all the curves correctly. Just one thing is missing here. I can recommend you to put something heavy on the top of the cardboard so it does not move around. But in that case, I relied only on the strength of my hands. And now we are moving forward to the cognac color leather. We have 3 details that are going to be made of this leather, and I start with the biggest one, which is the front part. As I mentioned before, the leather is much thicker and harder, and it has a beautiful grain that I want to make visible. So I find the right placement for the detail, keeping in mind those ground conditions that we have mentioned earlier. The leather piece is not so big itself, and here I need to prioritize the look of the detail, compromising with efficiency. But I already know that all the leftovers will be used for smaller leather items. And here we are going to talk about the other way to cut the leather. It is when you are drawing along the edge of the pattern using, for example, an awl, and later cut it off with the help of rulers and other tools. This method works good when the shape of the detail is simple, as well as if it's more complex, so you can turn your leather piece the way it will be comfortable for you. Here we cut in the rest of our details. Just do not forget to keep the leftovers, as we are going to use them later to test on stitching, skiving and splitting. Now it is the right time to put the markers on our leather pieces. It's just a dot that you can make with an awl. Except some markers that we have mentioned during the creation of the pattern, I also want to make the marks on the middle of each detail that can help me later with assembling. Just make sure that the marker will be covered by other details or stitching so it will not be visible. And before going further, let's just take a quick look if everything matches with our vision of the final product, and it seems like it does. Let's finish the cutting process and round the corners. For some of them, I'm using the tool that we have talked about before. It just chops off the tip of the corner. And for others, I'm using a special ruler and a knife to get the right and nice looking shape. So here we have all other details ready to the next step. We can already see how the final product is going to look like. the closure bends perfectly, and all of the details are exactly right. In the next episode, we are going to prepare them for assembling. See you there!